Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Does this thing still even work? I hope it do, cause I gotta tell you about this game between the Camels and the Eagles. And the last time these teams matched up last year, it was a dominating win for the Camels. But this time, they in the nest. This time, they in Durham. And the one thing they got on their mind is getting their lick back. And even though it was a big game, both of the coaches have huge respect for each other. They love what each one is doing for their programs, but when the teams run out that tunnel, it's a whole different mode. It's game time. It's time to go win. Woo, it was a good one. So get your popcorn, sit back and relax. We finna get into it. Start off the game, you know Malik Hines-Williams and that high-powered offense gonna make sure that they run the ball. And on the very first possession of the game, the Camels go down the field and get 7 points as they find their running back wide open in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And as you can see, after they score, a little Eagles fly celebration going on. But now it's the Eagles' turn on offense. And it's some spurts of this offense that make you think that they're the NFL Eagles, how they move the ball down the field. And on their first play of the game, they said, hold on, we gonna take them deep. Davius Richards drops back, lets it go to find Devin Smith down the field on a huge 50-yard gain. And if you watch Central football, you know that Davius Richards is one of their main running backs, and it's a huge struggle for the defense. You don't know who to guard. Do you guard Latrell Collier, who's a dominant running back, or do you try to stop Davius Richards as he goes in for a touchdown in sudden moments like this? The two-headed monster in the backfield is a tough battle for any team that goes up against them. But the Camels said, we ain't trying to hear none of that. We got some dominant firepower weapons on offense as well. Jalen Kelsey, let me introduce myself. 65 yards to the house on a slant. And he's letting the Eagles know that he gonna fly in they house. Now it's getting spicy as the Camels go up 14-7. The Eagles are not backing down. They still moving the ball down the field as this pass is caught, but he's hit immediately, which leads to a flag on the play where the referees called targeting, and he was ejected from the game. And as stated earlier, this North Carolina Central Eagles offense looks like the NFL Eagles as they run this play that looks like Jalen Hurts. The Eagles run on Sundays. The North Carolina Central Eagles down in Durham take that play out of their playbook. And now we have a tie ball game knotted up at 14. Did I introduce you guys to Malik Williams and Jalen Kelsey? If I didn't, well, here they are. 60-yard bomb down the field, which leads to another touchdown and a front flip in the end zone. This offense is looking dominant. And the Camels take the lead 21-14 going into the second quarter. And this is where the Camels started building some momentum. They blitz Davius Richards in the pocket, make him get the ball out fast, which leads to an incompletion and lets them punt the ball on fourth down. The punt gets blocked and returned for 6, which gives the Camels another 7 points on the board to go up by 14. With the Eagles down 14, they go back to that bread and butter. Let's see if we can push the ball down the field and have our receivers make a play. As this play right here gets called for pass interference that had Coach Oliver running down the sidelines. But the Camel defense did bend, but it did not break as they come up with this huge third down stop to give them back the ball and let the offense keep working down the field. The offense back on the field. Malik Williams dialing it up. They then got hit with 2 deep balls, so now they're going to give it underneath. They're going to see if they can work them underneath, then they go over the top. Oh, would you look at that? It's like I knew it was coming. Another bomb down the field. Puts their offense on the 5-yard line, and they run a jet sweep to VJ Wilkins, who punches it in for 7 to take a 3-possession lead. Camels go up 35-14, and it's not looking too good in Durham. But when in doubt, give 11 the ball and he'll figure it out as he's trying to take it on his own to move the ball down the field to get his offense going. But when they had to put the ball in the air, the D-line caved in thanks to the great defense in the back end, which leads to a sack and another turnover on downs for the Camels. But in my opinion, this is the play of the game. Right before halftime, Jason Chambers with a huge interception to set up the Eagles in great field position to go on and try to push this thing in for 7. Davius Richards rolls out, finds his receiver wide open, flags flying out. Holding was the call, decline it, get to the 1-yard line, and this play looks very familiar. But one team has on maroon and the other team had on green. Another touchdown for Davius Richards, who punches it in right before halftime. Now the score is 35-21, Camels leading. And right before the half, Trey Middleton comes up with the sack. I feel like this is a turning point into the game, because with this sack, the Eagles defense seemed like they figured it out. The back end was playing good going into the half, and the front seven was getting pressure up front. You could feel the momentum that the Eagles were building going into the halftime, being down 2 possessions. Fresh out of halftime, Davius Richards finds Jamari Taylor out of the backfield, trying to rebuild that momentum that they took into the half. And on third down, Davius Richards finds his receiver going across the middle for a huge first down completion. It sets them up within 30 yards to try to get in the end zone and score 7. This is what makes the Eagles so dominant. I've showed you that they can push the ball down the field, but whenever they're blocking up front and they're giving it to Latrell Collier, it's hard for you to really get a beat on them and what they want to do. Then when they get into the end zone, they're just going to hand it off and let Richards take it himself for pushing it for 7. This team is looking very dominant whenever they put it all together. And then whenever you got the fan base behind you, down 7 points after you were just down 21 points on 4th down and you need a big stop, this is what you live for, these moments right here as a defensive player. Because if you get this stop, this sets up your offense with good field position. They can march down the field that they've been doing before. Heisman Williams takes the snap, tries to find somebody open. Instant pressure comes in. He dumps it down to the running back, but he's tackled short of the yard to gain turnover on downs. North Carolina Central ball. And last possession, what did they do? They ran the ball. This possession, what do they come out doing? Throwing the ball. Right before the end of the third quarter, they get a huge chunk play to set them up in great field position right before the fourth quarter. So get your 4s up. We go into the 4th. Campbell's up by 7. Eagles marching down the field. Third down. Davius Richards takes it himself, looking for a block. Gets it. Spins off of a defender. Dives for the power line. Can't get it down at the 1. Very next play, Davius Richards drops back, looking for somebody, finds the tight end in the back of the end zone who makes a spectacular grab, which ties the game, and he lets them know it's our time. You want to do all that eagle flying? This is our time. Next possession, the Camels came out. The Eagles played great defense on third down. They get the stop, and now the Camels have to punt the ball back to that high-flying, electrifying offense who's been moving the ball down the field in the second half. They come right back to it. Fake the handoff. Richard keeps it himself, makes one defender miss, tries to make another one miss, but he slips and falls. But it's okay because you're going to give it to Latrell Collier, who's going to punch it in for 7. And this puts the Eagles up by 7, and the Eagles' nest is jumping. It is live. With just under 6 minutes left, the Eagles take the lead 42-35. But don't get too comfortable because this game is nowhere near over. Heisman Williams finds his target on the outside. He gets a first down. Now they're marching in the red zone. Heisman Williams once again gives it to the running back, punches it in, and just like that, tie game. The Camels tied up with just 2 minutes left into the game. The Eagles march on the field, finds Collier once again, who slips away from a tackle, runs down the sideline, trying to dive for that power line, can't get it. Puts him down after 5. And with just 15 seconds left, you just want to get some more yards for your kicker and put him up in the right position to make him comfortable to make the game-winning field goal. Here it is, on the line. He misses the game-winning field goal, and we are going to overtime in Durham. The Camels get the ball first in overtime, and they strike quick to Jalen Kelsey in the end zone, but they don't convert the field goal, so they're only winning by 6. So all Central has to do is go down, score, and make the field goal. As Latrell Collier, one more time, breaking off 3, 4, 5 tackles, runs into the end zone, touchdown, North Carolina Central. But here's the game changer. The kicker that just missed the game-winning field goal in regulation, can he do it in overtime? He does. Game-winning walk-off field goal, well, as I should say, run-off field goal, as Adrian Olivo wins it for the Eagles as he lets the Camels kicker know you cost them the game. The Eagles take the huge comeback win over the Camels, get their lick back from last year in a 49-48 walk-off overtime game-winning field goal. It's your boy Josh from Game Day Nation, and we see y'all. We out.
Y'all, it's game day. When the band is what you hearing, everybody here is cheering. All your worries disappearing, y'all, it's game day. Whether televised or streaming live in person while you're screaming, no more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day.